Absolutely. I was introduced to X39 by a friend of mine, Alicia Waters, who had gotten great results. She has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and you'll have to look up her podcast if you've never heard it. It's very good. And so she was telling me about the results she was getting. And I own my own business now also, and I really work my hands. And my had developed carpal tunnel. Just realized that about a year ago, but my hands have been hurting for about 2 years, and I kept trying to ignore it. And then they started keeping me awake all the time. And then I went to a physical therapist, and he's like, yep, you got carpal tunnel. And so even wearing hand braces at night, my hands were still keeping me awake. So when Alicia told me about what the X39 had done for her, I thought, well, I ought to try it. And so Dr. Stan and I ordered X39 and decided to try it. And I noticed within about 5 days that my hands weren't keeping me awake at night anymore.
Wow.
And then about the end of that week, I got out of the car and we live on the third floor of a condo complex, and I grabbed my grocery bags and I threw them up on my shoulders, and it was just an epiphany. I had not been able to do that in a year because my hands would hurt so bad. I'd have to take both hands to get them up there. But I just grabbed them up and threw them on my shoulders, and it'd only been like a week, and I'm like, okay, we are on to something here. And so, I'd say after a week and a half, I felt like they were about 60% better. And after about 3 weeks, I really felt like my carpal tunnel was about 75% better. Well, good thing I had listened to lots of podcasts. And my husband, Dr. Stan, who'll be on in a second, he's always listening to YouTube's David. But I like the podcast. And I had heard about the retracing. Of course, we've been in health and nutrition for 30 years, so we knew about healings, crisis, and things like that. You're going along, you're detoxed and you're feeling great, and then all of a sudden you have a setback for a few days. So about 6 weeks in, my hands hurt really bad for about 3 days, and I didn't worry about it. I'm like, okay, something good's happening there. And then they started getting better. And just in the last week or two, and now it's been 3 months, I've got to where, like after dinner, when I sit down, my hands start swelling, and they always swell before I go to bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, I can't bend my fingers. And just in the last couple weeks, when I wake up, they're not keeping me awake at all. And when I wake up in the morning, I can do this. And it's just so exciting when you haven't been able to do that for almost 2 years. And the inflammation's not there. They're swelling at night when I sit down anymore. So, to me, the healing is just continuing. I have more energy. I work with 4 ladies, 2 in their 20s, 2 in their 40s, and I can work circles around all of them. I'm sleeping better, dreaming, staying asleep better. If I wake up, I go back to sleep better. One night I felt like I was getting sick after I had been exposed to some viruses, put on a glutathione patch, and woke up the next morning feeling great. And just have better short-term memory, and new hair growth, longer eyelashes. Yep, it's just awesome. We're excited about it.